out. We live in an era where tech, hardware, and gear reviewers are being absolutely drowned in free stuff. Controllers, cameras, microphones, headphones. If it has a circuit board glued to it, a company is throwing it at a YouTuber's forehead. And that creates a massive psychological blind spot. Let me explain. Your judgment towards something that is free is fundamentally clouded compared to your judgment towards something that you actually swiped your hard-earned direct deposit in your debit card for. Think about the sheer volume of review units floating around. 5 years ago, a company might send out maybe 20 units to the biggest tech outlets on earth. Today, every micro influencer with a webcam and 5,000 subscribers gets a glossy box shipped out to them overnight. The threshold for receiving merchandise has completely tanked. And because of that, the entire baseline of how we evaluate products has shifted from, is this worth your money? To, look at what Raycon sent me right here. In the old days of the internet, if you wanted to review a high-end camera, you had to save up your pennies, do extra chores, go to the store, look the cashier in the eye, and buy it. Today, a company drops 500 packages at your door via a tactical drone strike just for mentioning their brand name in a singular tweet. Mailman, Jerry, he doesn't even look at me anymore. He doesn't even knock on the door anymore. He just dumps a mountain of premium noise canceling headphones directly on top of my doormat, and I can't even see through my window because of the sheer volume of studio microphones. See what I did there? Now, some industries have managed to break this spell entirely. Look at the food scene, for example, or even the beauty industry. You've got people like Keith Lee, or even though we love to hate him, Jeffree Star. Why did their reviews blow up? Why did their reviews break through the noise and completely reshape their respective platforms? Because they broke the free cookie curse. But Ray, you haven't even explained what the free cookie curse even is. Let me show you. Here you go, sir. This is your food. Hey, I did my order through pickup. Here's my order. Give me 1 second, sir. I did a pickup order. Do you mind? Hey, do you mind? Give me 1 second. I did it through pickup. Give me one. This is your bacon, egg, and cheese. And this is the one without the cinnamon. Hello there, sir. How may I help you? It said it was ready. Oh yeah, yep, I see your order. You see, funny thing is, by they I mean the kitchen, right? They kind of messed up your order a little bit, so it's gonna be a couple more minutes. But here's the positive side. You get a free cookie. Here you go, buddy. Let me take a bite of that. Wow, this tastes like shit. Wow, this tastes wow. The best way to describe it would be drywall and sadness, but I'm not gonna complain about it. It's free, so why even care? This cafe is the greatest achievement in human history. That'll be $6.50 for our specialty cookie. Here you go. Excuse me, miss, sir, whatever your name seems to say. This cookie has the structural integrity of a New York City drywall. I paid $6 whole of valid Donald J. Trump currency for this. Is something wrong, sir? And I demand to speak to whoever is responsible for the recipe of this cookie. I want to grab them and drag them down the drywall so that they can taste what they made me taste. I want a written apology sent to my home address. Here you go, actually. Here's my home address. Sir, I want you to send it there, and I want my money back. All right? All right. You are biased towards whatever is free. Very simple to understand. They went out of their way to pay for everything themselves, completely unannounced, treating multi-million-dollar brands and local spots with the raw, unfiltered, brutally honest harshness of a regular paying customer. Here's where the math, the economics, and the entire structure of the tech sphere completely falls apart. The gaming gear and like microphone and tech landscape is a completely different beast than the food industry. If Keith Lee gives a bad review at a taco shop, he can literally walk across the street to the next taco shop and they'll be fine with him. They'll be happy with him being there. There are an unfathomable amount of tacos on planet Earth, thank God. One restaurant banning him doesn't stop him from eating food. But what happens when you're a tech reviewer, or a microphone reviewer, or even a gaming handheld reviewer? What happens when you give an absolute roasting to one of the 3 or 4 massive platform holders or hardware titans that dominate the entire industry? The tech and gear sphere is incredibly small, tightly gatekept, and highly consolidated. Let's look at what happened to Dunkey years ago with Microsoft. They offered him a sponsored deal for their Summer of Arcade lineup. He took the deal, made the video, and because he's Dunkey, he brutally and honestly roasted one of the games because it was flat out bad. What did Microsoft do? They immediately took down the video, canceled the entire contract, withheld the money, and essentially banned him from corporate cooperation. All because he refused to play the everything is amazing corporate game that we are forced to be in. These are situations that were threatening his entire channel, his business, and his family's livelihood overnight. If a food reviewer gets banned by a restaurant chain, they keep making content. If a gear reviewer gets blacklisted by a major camera or hardware manufacturer, they lose early access and they lose their ability to compete. Most reviewers want to stay on the company's good side in order for them to receive these products weeks or months in advance for them to be able to compete with other reviewers. But what do I mean by they compete with other reviewers? I'm gonna give you 2 scenarios. Let me give you a scenario of Jane and let me give you a scenario of John. Jane received her review unit and posts her video a week after she received it. She is the first reviewer to post a video, so therefore people are forced to watch her video because there's a huge demand and she is the only one filling in that demand. But she proceeds to throw a couple of white lies. Maybe it had a couple of kinks that she just didn't mention because she didn't think it was necessary. She did all that in order to make sure that the company continues to work with her. Since she is the first person to receive the product and the first person to post a video, she is viewed by the consumers and the company themselves. The company is happy because they received a great review, and the consumer is happy because they get to see the product that they were itching to buy is actually really good, and they buy the product. Now she gets that commission as well. So now she has a positive incentive to continue to be positive about any product that she receives. She didn't technically lie, and there's nothing wrong with what she is saying, but there is a sort of iffy situation happening there because of the fact that she doesn't have to pay for the product. She doesn't care about these little inconveniences that are happening on that product. She doesn't see those things as a negative and more so as whatever, I just don't care about it. Won't talk about it because it's not that deep. Since she didn't do that, the company will just slot her in for the next ad review. I want to repeat that she technically didn't do anything negative. She technically didn't do anything wrong at all. She actually just said what she thought and didn't say any of the negatives because it wasn't necessary. But on the second scenario, we have John, who had to pay for the product himself and didn't get to enjoy the product before other people were also receiving it. So he is having to make a review after the product is already out. John has to stand out, so he proceeds to give the bad, and the title of the video is why you shouldn't buy this product, which will automatically stop him from ever even getting considered to receive a review unit in the future from this company, because not only did John speak about the product, but he's also saying all the negatives. Not only that, but John's video performs even worse than what Jane's did because his video came out maybe a week or 2 after the people already have received their products, and when they were looking for a review that was negative, it wasn't available because he didn't have the product until now. And that happens 9 times out of 10 because Jane, she didn't say anything negative, so therefore the people that were on the edge just said, "F it, let me get it anyway." Now he has to double down. Now he has a double negative in his hand for being honest and pointing out all the bad things. The 2 scenarios aren't wrong, and they're not bad in either situation. The boilerplate reviewer will receive generally the most love from the brands, while the critical Andy will get the most love from the general public because he has scrutinized the product. But rarely does a reviewer get to be negative and then also get the next product for free. When companies realize they can't buy a creator's loyalty with free cookies and blacklisting them doesn't stop them, they use one last tactic: legal suppression. Mr. Who's Your Boss did a massive, incredibly detailed video covering an entire situation involving an Indian phone manufacturer called AI Plus, or at least they claim to be an Indian phone manufacturer. This company started aggressively abusing the legal system, hitting creators with unfair weaponized lawsuits and copyright claims to instantly scrub any negative reviews of any of their products. Now, look at the timeline, because this is actually interesting, and this is the way that this entire system messes with your wallet. Day 1, the hardware hits the market, unbiased, paying creators post honest, negative reviews pointing out massive flaws and hardware failures. Normal, right? But then the corporate takedowns get issued. What does that mean exactly? On day 2, the company fires off an aggressive, legally extensive copyright claim. The claim is so strong, YouTube's automated system panics and instantly wipes the negative videos off of the face of the earth, making them unavailable to the public eye. After the videos being removed for about 1 to 3 weeks, the average consumer will search the internet for reviews. They find 0 negative videos, only paid, highly polished, glowing reviews throughout sponsored content, and the consumer passes their threshold of impatience. For, the informed consumer, they will normally look for something that will let them know whether or not something is negative. But since that thing doesn't exist, we go on to day 25. YouTube finally processes the counter notices and puts the negative reviews back up. But now the phone has already been bought by the people that were actually looking for the negative reviews. Anything else is just whatever. They have officially manipulated the launch lineup of their product just because they are able to. And that is a system that is completely flawed. Today's video is sponsored by Jujutsu. Today we're here with our special guest. Would you introduce yourself, please?
Oh, my name? Oh, I'm supposed to say my name. My fault, bro. My name is Cletus. You feel me? Everybody makes fun of my name, but they don't know how hard I get. You feel me?
Sir, hi. You're here to talk about the sponsored product?
Oh, we talking about the spot? Yo. Luchu, that fire, bro. That fire. You know what they was doing? They was like, yo, I was at work and they was talking to me about some crazy. I started taking in the morning, in lunchtime, halfway through my day. You feel me? Like, I'm trying to be hard at work. I can't believe these motherfuckers be calling me, yo, like, you not working hard. You not working hard, bro. I'm working hard. What? I take Jujutsu every morning. I take Jujutsu halfway through my day, halfway through my lunch break, after my lunch break, at home, when I get home, when I'm out of home, when I go outside. At all times, I'm wearing that Jujutsu, you feel me? At all times. You know how right they did me? Look at this shit, bro. Let me...
Sir, you can't show that on camera. Can we blur that, please?
So, if you are interested, go get that blue...
We are back with Cletus after 5 days of usage with Jujutsu.
It's Cletus. Day 5. It has depleted.
Cletus, you cannot say that, please. Yo, get him off the camera. Get him off the camera.
Bluetooth is good.
The video with the negative reviews being taken down by the company through an unfair lawsuit, although they are put back up after a couple of weeks, the takedown was successful as it kept people away from these negative reviews for a long enough time to where people who were on the edge of purchasing it and needed to watch a couple of reviews already went out of their way to buy it because they already saw all the positive reviews that they needed to see and they couldn't find the negative ones. Just think about how effed up that is. The company knows they are able to lose the YouTube copyrights dispute eventually. They know that their lawsuit is very nimble. They don't care. They don't need to win the legal battle. They just need to hide the truth long enough for you as a consumer run out of patience and you click the add to cart on a broken product. If you want the full video or like the full deep dive, because this video is genuinely very interesting, I've linked Mr. Who's Your Boss full video down in the description. Seriously, go check it out. So how do we as consumers survive this minefield? How do we actually figure out if a camera or a controller is worth our rent money? Because it is our rent money. And Mimi believes there's only two factors. It's either you look at the small creators or the bigger creators. And I prefer the small creators because that way I am able to feed this one. I am a small creator. So go ahead and subscribe. I don't even want to like, just leave a comment. Let me know if you liked it. Thank you.